Hi, everyone. Oh, what a day today. Sun was out. That was beautiful. But the cold northwest wind, and it seemed more north than west, whew, tipped our new rocking double chair that we just put together. Oh, on Easter, after everybody left, I sat on our swing that they gave us for our 25th wedding anniversary, which was 21 years ago. And one of the boards broke. They were getting really bad. They were rotting and everything. So a couple of years ago, we had beefed up the frame, but still put the original seat boards on. Well, now they're done. So Don was going to tear it all apart, and I just felt so bad. Well, I said we got to get another one. So we went and we bought this double rocking chair because I said I either wanted to be a swing chair or a rocking chair. And it took us a couple of afternoons, but we finally got that all put together. And the only reason we didn't get it all together in one afternoon is because we've just been crazy running with appointments and stuff this week. But, so I go outside and I said, "Did you lay the chair down?" Because it was laying on the ground. It was tipped right over. New one. I said, "No, I didn't touch it." I said, "Well, the wind blew it over. Now we know whether or not the wind will blow it over because it has a nice star in the middle. You think maybe the wind would go through instead of blow it over? No, it blew it over." So then he was looking at that frame again and how nice it was since we beefed it up just a few years ago. And in our woodshed, we still have boards from a pine tree that we had to take down because it was dying. And then we made wood out of it. We made boards out of it. We have stacks of it in our one shed. He went and he got some of those boards and he put a new hole, took the old boards off, saved the screws, and then screwed the new boards in. And so now we've got two. And we turned it the other way instead of facing the wind like this. And then the wind wouldn't blow it over anymore. He says, "I kind of like that rocking chair for around the campfire." I think that's more why he fixed it. Oh, I was glad he fixed it. Okay, we're reading Max Lucado's book, Everyone Needs a Miracle. He Still Moves Stones. There it is, Max Lucado. And we are on chapter 21, The Stone Movers Gallery. Oh, guess what? No scripture pre-story. Not one. Not even one verse. Not one. Wonder what's up with that. And Muggsy, oh, you're a day behind. You didn't watch the video from last night yet. Now you got two. Quite a gallery, don't you think? A room of pain to peace portraits, a ward of renewed strength, a forest of restored vigor, an exhibition of second chances. Wouldn't it be incredible to visit a real one? Wouldn't it be great to walk through an actual collection of bruised reeds and smoldering wicks? What if you could see portrayal after portrayal of God meeting people at their points of pain? Not just biblical characters, but contemporary folks just like you, people from your generation and your world. And what if this gallery contained not only their story, but yours and mine as well? What if there were a place where we could display our before and after experiences? Well, there might be one. I have an idea for such a gallery. It may sound far-fetched, but it's worth sharing. Before I do, we need to discuss one final question, a crucial question. You've just read one story after another of God meeting people where they hurt. Tell me, why are these stories in the Bible? Why are the Gospels full of such people? Because there's a lot of us. Such hopeless people. That's what it's talking about. Though their situations vary, their conditions don't. Through the years, they are trapped, estranged, rejected. Through the years, they have nowhere to turn. On their lips, a desperate prayer, frequently. In their hearts, desolate dreams. And in their hands, a broken rope. But before their eyes, a never say die Galilean who majors in stepping in when everyone else steps out. Surprisingly simple, the actions of this man, just words of mercy or touches of kindness, fingers on sightless eyes, a hand on a weary shoulder, words for sad hearts, all fulfilling the prophecy. A bruised reed he will not break, and a smoldering wick he will not snuff out. Again, I ask, why are these portraits in the Bible? Why does this gallery exist? Why did God leave us one tale after another of wounded lives being restored? So we could be grateful for the past? So we could look back with amazement at what Jesus did? No, 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 1,000 times no. Purpose of these stories is not to tell us what Jesus did. Their purpose is to tell us what Jesus does. Not past tense, present tense. Everything that was written in the past was written to teach us, Paul penned. The scriptures give us patience and, here goes Lizzie on. Every time I start reading, the scriptures give us patience and encouragement so that we can have hope. Romans 15, verse 4. These are not just Sunday school stories, not romantic fables, not somewhere over the rainbow illusions. They are historic moments in which a real God met real pain so we could answer the question, where is God when I hurt? I'm twitching my nose because it itches. I don't want to itch it. How does God react to dashed hopes? Read the story of Jairus. How does the Father feel about those who are ill? Stand with him at the pool of Bethesda. Do you long for God to speak to your lonely heart? Then listen as he speaks to the Emmaus-bound disciples. I'm going to sing that song in church tomorrow. I love that song. What is God's word for the shameful? Watch as his finger draws in the dirt of the Jerusalem courtyard. He's not doing it just for them. He's doing it for me. He's doing it for you. Which takes us to the final painting in the gallery, yours. Now that you've finished the book, pick up the brush. Now that you've read their stories, reflect on yours. Stand in front of the canvases that bear your name and draw your portraits. It doesn't have to be on canvas with paint. It could be on a paper with pencil, on a computer with words, in a sculpture with clay, and a song with lyrics. It doesn't matter how you do it, but I urge you to do it. Record your drama. Retell your saga. Plot your journey. Begin with before. What was it like before you knew him? Do you remember? Could be decades ago. Perhaps it was yesterday. Maybe you know him well. Maybe you've just met him. And again, that doesn't matter. What matters is that you never forget what life is like without him. Bingo! That's going to be a boom, 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 right on the itchy nose. Remembering can hurt. Parts of our past are not pleasant to revisit, but the recollection is necessary. Look at what you were when God called you, Paul instructed in 1 Corinthians 1, verse 26. We, the adopted, cannot forget what life was like as orphans. We, the liberated, should revisit the prison. We, the found, can't forget the despair of being lost. Amnesia fosters arrogance. We can't afford to forget. We need to remember. And we need to share our story, not with everyone, but with someone. There is someone who is like you are, and he or she needs to know what God can do. Your honest portrayal of your past may be the courage for another's future. But don't just portray the past. Depict the present. Describe his touch. Displays the differences he has made in your life. This task has its challenges too. Whereas painting the before can be painful, painting the present can be unclear. He's not finished with you yet. That's true. But look how far you've come. I don't even know you, but I know you can't come a long way. Wasn't there a time when you wouldn't even pick up a Christian book? Didn't even think to pick one up till I was in my 20s, I swear to God. And now look at you. You've almost finished one. This is like only the third time I'm reading this one. I finish them and restart them. God has begun a work in your heart. And what God begins, God completes. God began doing a good work in you, and I am sure he will continue it until it is finished, when Jesus Christ comes again. He who began a good work in you. He who began a good work in you will be faithful till completed. He'll be faithful till completed. He who started the work will be faithful till completed in you. That was Philippians 1 verse 6. So chronicle what Christ has done. If he has brought peace, sketch a dove. If joy, splash a rainbow on a wall. If courage, sing a song about mountain movers. And when you're finished, don't hide it away. Put it where you can see it. Put it where you can be reminded daily of the Father's tender power. And when we all get home, we'll make a gallery. That's my idea. I know it's crazy, but what if, when we all get home, we make a gallery? I don't know if they allow this kind of stuff in heaven, but something tells me the Father won't mind. After all, there's plenty of space, lots of time. And what an icebreaker. What a way to make friends. Can you envision it? There's Jonah with a life-size whale. I wonder if we can be friends with his whale. I hope his breath's improved by then. Moses in front of a blazing bush. Oh, I would kind of see Moses in front of parting Red Sea. David is giving slingshot lessons. Gideon is letting people touch the fleece. The fleece. Abraham is describing a painting entitled The Night with 1,000 Stars. Joseph is showing everybody his amazing Technicolor coat. I just finally, you always think about when you see people you know that you grew up with who passed on, and you know them, you know who they are, and you know all about them, and just recently I started thinking, wait a second, don't you realize you're going to see John the Baptist when you get there? Elizabeth, Sarah, Abraham, even Jairus and Zechariah and Anne. Anne was Mary's mother. Mother Teresa. You can sit with Zacchaeus in his tree. A young boy shows you a basket of 5 loaves and 2 fishes. Martha welcomes you in her kitchen. The centurion invites you to touch the cross. Martin Luther is there with the book of Romans. Susanna Wesley tells how she prayed for her sons, Charles and John. Dwight Moody tells of the days he left the shoe store to preach, and John Newton volunteers to sing Amazing Grace with an angelic backup. Some are famous, most are not, but all are heroes. A soldier lets you sit in a foxhole, modeled after the one he was in when he met Christ. A housewife shows you her tear-stained New Testament. Beside a Nigerian is the missionary who taught him, and behind the Brazilian is a drawing of the river in which he was baptized. And somewhere in the midst of this arena of hope is your story. Person after person comes. They listen as if they have all the time in the world, and they do. They treat you as if you are royalty, for you are. Solomon asks you questions. Job compliments your stamina. Joshua lauds your courage. And when they all applaud you applaud too. For in heaven everyone knows that all praise goes to one source. And speaking of the source, he's represented in the heavenly gallery as well. Turn and look high above the others in the most prominent place, exactly in the middle. There's only one display elevated high on a platform above all the others. Visible from any point in the gallery is a boulder. It's round, it's heavy. It's used to seal the opening of a tomb, but not anymore. Ask Mary and Mary, ask Peter, ask Lazarus, ask anyone in the gallery, they'll tell you. Stones were never a match for God. Will there be such a gallery in heaven? Who knows? But I do know there used to be a stone in front of a tomb, and I do know it was moved. And I also know that there are stones in your path, stones that trip and stones that trap, stones too big for you. Please remember, the goal of these stories is not to help us look back with amazement, but forward with faith. The God who spoke still speaks. The God who forgave still forgives. The God who came still comes. He comes into our world. He comes into your world. He comes to do what you can't. He comes to move the stones you can't budge. Stones are no match for God, not then and not now. He still moves stones. Oh my goodness. Guess what, you guys? That's the end of the book. And did you know, I forgot all about this, but the nice thing about Max Lucado books is at the end, you'll see there's a nice little study guide for each story. So you could literally like do Bible studies with his books. I didn't know chapter 21 was our last chapter. We're done. Mugsy, we have to have another book. And we shall. All right, everybody. I love you. God bless you. Have a good night's sleep, everybody. Sweet dreams from Jesus.